Right on the dot.
All right, it is Monday, January 15th at 6 o'clock. We'll call our meeting to order and start off with the pledge of allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, we'll have a roll call.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rickrell.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Hollister.
Yes.
Coolman.
Yes.
Alinger.
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
Next is the approval of the agenda.
So moved.
We have a motion by Colister,
Second.
seconded by Coolman. No discussion, take the roll.
Rickrell.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Hollister.
Yes.
Coolman.
Yes.
Alinger.
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
We have a problem?
Well, you're not lit up.
Mayor, I have a bad mic.
He's not lit. Got mine? Okay. I'll say Josh's. There you go.
How's that? All right, next, public participation. Do we have anybody in the audience wishing to address us? Anybody on Zoom? Okay, if not, we'll move on. Next, presentations. That is the mayor's State of the City Address. Well, 2023 saw Maquoketa moving in the right directions. We have seen many successes and are working on our next set of issues and trying to make them come out good too. This past year has brought the near completion of the whole Platt Street work. There are a few items that still need to be mopped up, but all in all, it's been finished. The road does ride much smoother and is much nicer and more convenient for the people who walk on it. The City Council has welcomed a new member this year. Ginger Bennett, who was elected last fall, comes in. Councilman Dan Holm decided not to run for re-election, and we wish him all the best in his new endeavors. The city's wastewater facility is getting a needed facelift. The city received about $3.2 million from the state to help pay for it, and crews have already started on that project and are working away. Normally, I'd like to say there are no snows on our streets, but unfortunately, the weather the last couple of days has changed that. But I would like to recognize Frank and his boys for doing a yeoman's job over the last 3-4 days with all the snow. The renovations for Prairie Creek are moving along. This is a joint project between the City of Maquoketa and Jackson County Conservation Board. At the park, things like disc golf, camping facilities will be improved and should be a great attraction for all ages once it's complete. There are plans to upgrade several of our city parks. No final plans have been made, but the topic will be one of discussion at the Parks and Recreations Board and the City Council. The city's been working with Maquoketa School Board for the school board to help them make additions to Briggs Elementary School and to assist them with the closing of Cardinal Elementary School. The board and the council are on the same page and want to make the district efficient and a great place for its students. I would like to remind the residents that they can come to a city council, and we want the residents to be informed. We meet every first and third Monday at 6 p.m. here at City Council. And it's essential that residents know what's happening in their city. Council members want people to get involved, and we don't know what you're thinking if you don't tell us. So come in and make your voices be known. The police department has been working well under new Police Chief Brendan Zimet. The staff is finally full. The new equipment is on the horizon to keep them and the city safe. There are emails for all the city staff on our city website. So if you want to contact somebody, the emails are there. 2024 will be another good year for the city. Your elected officials are always available, and don't be afraid to come up and talk to us, whether it be out in public or here at the City Council. So that's the state of our city as I see it. Next, we have a public hearing, and it's a public hearing regarding the adoption of the proposed City Code of Ordinances.
Thank you, Mayor. This is just strictly a public hearing opportunity, which there is no public here to discuss this item. It was, I think, pretty well described to you at the last meeting and in item 10A, if you've read your background. Judy's practically worked on this for the last 18 to 24 months and had staff questions and worked towards the finishing of this project. And this is, of course, with Simmering and Corey. It's a specialized contractor that does codification. We've used ECIA in the past. This has to be done in Iowa every 5 years. We're going a bit further and gonna post our code and allow this company to host our code online so that on our website, it's a simple click through. And in your agenda, you can see one of the two hyperlinks I offered in 10A was what that would look like for a citizen if they're looking for city code information. So I hope you're taking the opportunity to look at that. Otherwise, whether it's here or in 10A, you're welcome to ask Judy and I any questions about this.
Okay.
Move to close the public hearing.
Okay, we have a motion by Lyon, seconded by Rickrell, to close the public hearing. We have no discussion, take the roll.
Lyon,
Yes.
Colister.
Yes.
Coolman.
Yes.
Alinger.
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rickrell.
Yes.
Next, we move on to our consent agenda, which consists of the minutes from the January 2nd, 2024 regular city council meeting, bills payable through January 15th, 2024 in the amount of $1,560,690.40, the December financial reports, and a new cigarette permit filed by Punky's Cans to Cash LLC.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion by Colister,
Second.
seconded by Bennett. If we have no discussion, take the roll.
Colister.
Yes.
Coolman.
Yes.
Alinger.
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rickrell.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Item 9 is old business, and we have none, so we move to item 10, which is new business. A is an ordinance adopting the City Code of Ordinances for the City of Maquoketa, Iowa, and this is the first reading. Go ahead.
Mayor, council, I don't have anything to add after the public hearing comments I offered.
So moved.
Okay, motion by Colister, seconded by Alinger. Any discussion? Take the roll.
Coolman.
Yes.
Alinger.
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rickrell.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Colister.
Yes.
Okay, that passes. Item B is a resolution approving change orders number 1 and 3 for the Façade East projects in the amount of $4,778.85.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. It's very, very small change order. I wish change orders were all this small, and 25% of the cost is the city's in this. That amounts to only $1,194, but as they got into 107 and 109 South Main Street, they realized they had to do some more weatherproofing over there and it required a bit more material than they had initially anticipated. So that's why this is before you tonight. We have a specific contract value in this project, and because it's any change at all, that's why it's in front of you at this dollar amount tonight.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion by Colister,
Second.
seconded by Rickrell. If we have no discussion, take the roll.
Alinger.
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rickrell.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Colister.
Yes.
Coolman.
Yes.
Okay, it passes. Item C is a resolution approving transfer of $234,430 payable out of the American Rescue Plan Act Fund for the purpose of city revenue loss replacement.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. This, as you may know or not know, the city has an ARPA fund. There's several $100,000 left in it, and it's committed to a few different projects that we have in the works right now, water tower painting, some daycare initiatives, and formerly the stormwater levy. We have some other sources going into that at the moment, but when this act first came out, it was kind of interesting in the fact that they assumed that there was a negative impact loss when they issued this act, and that if not for the COVID emergency, they assumed that nationwide communities had a 4.1% growth assumption. And because of the pandemic and, people aren't moving around, shopping as much, and now we're dealing with kind of a post-COVID economy, they assume that there's loss in there for communities, and you can qualify revenue loss replacement into the city as a result of that. So this authorization here today is to calculate some revenue loss that the city incurred if not for the pandemic, as if it never occurred, and that we're asking for you tonight to authorize this transfer to the city's general fund.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion by Lyon,
Second.
seconded by Colister. Any discussions here? Take the roll.
Bennett.
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
Rickrell.
Yes.
Lyon.
Yes.
Colister.
Yes.
Coolman.
Yes.
Alinger.
Yes.
Okay, that motion passes. Item D is a resolution fixing date for a meeting on the proposal to reallocate certain unspent proceeds of the general obligation capital loan notes, Series 2019A of Maquoketa, Iowa, and providing for publication of notice thereof. So go ahead.
Yep, thank you, Mayor, Council. This one's probably the most interesting item on this agenda, this and the next. So we're, obviously, we've concluded several projects, are concluding several projects. Altogether in the 2019 A bond series, there's 19,926 available outside of the Platt Street Reconstruction Fund. Finance and Personnel Committee and I and staff had met and discussed several avenues of need and for public benefit to move funds. It just requires a bit of a public hearing and announcement to the public that this is what we intend to use these funds for. There's several projects that are outstanding, and this doesn't take away from anything being an essential public purpose, but for the purpose of moving the community forward, we're a bit short on our Façade East match. As you recall, that's a $1 million program, 25% of that's the city's, but we're still a bit short even with the help of Midas that authorized funds last year to help out in that project. So that's a need. The redevelopment of the green space calls for some amount of leadership on the city's part, and at the Finance and Personnel Committee, we had discussed offering a cash contribution in the amount of $100,000 when that time comes. The next set of ideas that seem to be important for us to keep some flexibility in is some of our degrading parking lots in town, whether it be at parks or in our back parking lot, for example. There's several that are completely gone at this point that require some significant investment. And the police department has some technology needs in the form of cameras, in the form of server upgrades that might be before them. So there's plenty of places that this money could go towards. When you do take bond money, you need to have a stated purpose. And so these two items are to give us more flexibility in deciding those things. And I guess, you know, to conclude and to maybe go into the next item too, I think we should also be happy that the South Main Connector Trail finished pretty well under budget, and that's why a significant balance is there for repurposing. Do you have any questions at all?
This is setting February 5th at 6 o'clock as that.
That's correct, yeah, that's the business of this item and why we're presenting it, is that's a public hearing comment period for that. Mhm.
So moved.
Got a motion by Colister,
Second.
seconded by Rickrell. Any discussion? Then take it to the roll.
Simonson,
Yes.
Rickrell,
Yes.
Lyon,
Yes.
Colister.
Yes.
Coolman,
Yes.
Alinger,
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
Okay, that passes. We move on to reports and communications. Do we have anything from any of the council members?
We have, Mayor, we have one more item.
We did B.
Item E.
Oh, okay, yep. Resolution, item E is a resolution fixing a date for a meeting on the proposal to reallocate certain unspent proceeds of the general obligation capital loan notes, Series 2021A of Maquoketa, Iowa, and providing for publication of the notice thereof.
So moved.
Okay, motion by Colister,
Second.
seconded by Bennett. And if we have no discussion, take the roll.
Rickrell,
Yes.
Lyon,
Yes.
Colister.
Yes.
Coolman.
Yes.
Alinger.
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
Simonson.
Yes.
Okay, that passes. Now we move on to reports and communications. Anything from any of the council members? Anything from the city manager?
I think you touched on it, Mayor, in your state of the city. I almost said State of the Union. I guess the city is a union,
That's right.
but I know Frank's crew was called out Saturday night. They're also called out Sunday, so it's been an interesting few days for them. So just, you know, want to say thank you to Frank and the crew. And, you know, heading into today, I had originally messaged you that we're going to be taking a look at sidewalks into Monday, and we still probably don't feel like that's completely appropriate yet, with it being so cold and things being really stuck to the ground. So we're gonna delay abatements until Wednesday, but PD is going to be stepping in Wednesday. We feel like that's plenty enough time for everyone to have taken a good effort to get their sidewalks cleared, and I'm sure even Wednesday the officers will be making what I would say reasonable decisions on which ones are been completely ignored versus which ones have had attempts at them too. So just, you know, I want to say hang in there to the community, and I know it's tough. I've worked on mine pretty long time over the weekend, and it was difficult, so just keep chipping away at it, and we'll get them all back to normal.
Okay.
As the department head, I want to publicly thank the Public Works guys too. They did a bang-up job.
Okay, anybody else? I'd take a motion to adjourn. So moved. Motion by Coolman,
Second.
seconded by Rickrell. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? We're adjourned.